Hello fellow railway and bridge loving fans. Welcome to the channel. I am the Walking Warrior. So if you're a fan of the old viaducts and bridges and railways, I have got something really special to show you today. So what I'm going to show you today is absolutely fantastic. A real quality bit of British engineering. A real lovely structure, all made of brick, built by craftsmen and still in use to this day. So it has stood the test of time, this thing, and it is absolutely magnificent. And I'm a big fan of these old viaducts and railway bridges. And this one is as good as any I've ever seen. It is absolutely a wonderful thing, this is. And it's great that it's still in use, because a lot of them are no longer used now, but this one is still going strong. So it is a real quality bit of Victorian engineering, built to last, built to keep going, and it's been kept going till this day, taking many a train. Must have had thousands and thousands and thousands of trains go over this one, because it's not out of the way on a railway line that takes a few trains daily. This is on a main line going into Bromley, so this viaduct is a very busy used viaduct to this day, and it always would have been well used, this one, because you get trains down to Dover going over it. So this thing has been used a lot by a lot of trains, and it has stood up to it all. So well done to the craftsman who built this magnificent structure. You built it to last, and it has lasted, and this thing will be here for a long time yet, still being used. 'Cause just look at it, this thing wasn't built to save bricks, this wasn't built on the cheap or to be lightweight. This thing is built like indestructible. This was just no expense spared. Let's build something strong as we can and make it last. And this thing has lasted, and it will be here for a long time yet. This thing will be here for a good few 100 years yet. This is not going anywhere, because this was built by real craftsmen, engineered by a proper engineer, and built to stand the test of time. And just look at it, it is pretty impressive, this viaduct. I really like it, it is fantastic. If you're ever near here and you like things like this, it is worth coming to see, because it is lovely, and it probably doesn't look that big in the video. When you're standing beside it, this is massive. So the company that built this, it doesn't exist no more, but it was a railway company called the LCDR, which stood for the London, Dover and Chatham Railway Company. It went out of business in the 1920s. I think it became Southern Rail, but back in the day it was the LCDR company. So they built this magnificent viaduct, and it took its first train in 1858. So it is very old, this viaduct. 1858, the first train went across this one, and they've been rolling over it on a regular basis ever since. So this viaduct, it was designed by a Victorian architect for LCDR Railways. He was quite a famous architect. He had done quite a few bridges. Most famous one he probably did was Blackfriars Bridge in London. He was responsible for that, and his name was Joseph Cubitt. So he engineered this magnificent viaduct. So he done quite a lot of stuff back in the day, but he's most famous for doing Blackfriars Bridge, which is a nice old bridge in London. So yeah, he designed and done this. So he was the man behind it. But the people that actually built it under his control, obviously, he was telling them what to do, but they was a group of Irish navvies who worked for the London, Chatham and Dover Railway Company. So it was built by a group of Irishmen, and apparently they set up camp right here at the viaduct while the building was going on. So they lived in trailers and caravans and things like that right here on the site while they was building this. And they was here until it was finished, and then they would have packed up their trailers and their caravans and moved on to whatever build the company had for them to do next. So they was like a travelling crew of builders going all round everywhere building stuff for the London, Dover and Chatham Railway Company. So as you can see through that archway there, that is an old mill chimney. There's a mill right by this viaduct, and that is the big magnificent mill chimney. Now I'm going to come back and do that and bring it to the channel. I'm not going to have enough power in my camera today. I need to get another battery for it because it sort of dies quite quick. So on another day I will be back here and film that mill chimney and bring it to the channel, because that mill chimney is a really lovely thing. I have seen it before. I've seen this viaduct before. But now I've got my camera, I thought these would be good ones to bring to the channel, so I've come back to them. But I will do that mill chimney another day, because it is absolutely spectacular, that mill chimney. And it's right by this viaduct, so back in the day a working mill would have been right near here, a big mill as well, with that chimney pumping out its smoke everywhere. I bet it would have been spectacular going over the top of this viaduct on a lovely old steam train, watching that chimney in action and the mill working. Oh, that would have been something I would have really loved to have seen. I would have probably gone over this viaduct a few times, kept going there and back just to watch it all in action. Oh yeah, I would have really liked that. I bet it was a fantastic sight. So as you can see, it is pretty massive, this viaduct. It is pretty spectacular. Them arches are massive. Each one of them is 20 metres high, and they are 10 metres wide. And there is 10 of them overall, so there is 10 of these lovely massive arches. And the whole length of the viaduct is 390 feet long, so this thing is a massive old brick beast. And just look at that brickwork on them arches, that band of 5 bricks going round. Oh, that's so lovely. You feel really small looking up at them arches. Like I said, they are 20 metres high, 10 metres wide. So what's that for our imperial friends over the pond? That'd be 66 foot high and 33 foot wide. So each one of these arches is massive. And them columns holding it up, they are massive. And I'm not sure, sometimes they fill them with stone, but I think because these ones are quite thin for the size of the bridge, I reckon they would be solid brick all the way up. I'm not 100% on that, but I reckon these are all solid brick, these columns. So as you can see, there is 10 arches going along now. Shame they've let the trees grow over it a bit, but it still looks very fantastic when you are standing here. This thing is magnificent. And I bet it looked good back in the day with all the old steam trains going across the top of it. Watch the Flying Scotsman or the Mallard whiz across the top of this. Oh, that would have just been spectacular. So let's have a wander round and look at it from the other side, because you can get round the other side of them trees and look at the other end of it. So I'm at the other end now and get right up to it. Let's go and say hello to the magnificent Viaduct. Hello, Viaduct. You are magnificent, mate. I bet you took some building. I bet the men who built you was sick of bricks time you was finished. But they done an absolutely wonderful job on you. You are built to perfection, and look how long you've lasted. You are standing strong and standing tall. So them Irishmen really did build you well, and I bet when you was finished they all stood back and looked at you and they was very, very proud of what they'd built. And I bet they never realised that they had built a structure that would play a vital role in World War Two, 'cause this viaduct did. This viaduct was used for moving munitions about, getting them down to Dover and getting them out on the boats and taking them over to France and that. Plus it was used to get munitions down to Chatham to get restock the boats and that was at Chatham's docks, taking stuff to them. Plus, if you think how many anti-aircraft guns and all that was round the Kent coast, protecting our shores from the planes coming over, most of them would have probably gone across this viaduct on their way down to wherever they was going, plus all the munitions for them. So this viaduct saw a hell of a lot of action during the Second World War. Tanks, guns, bombs, everything would have gone over the top of this, supplying all the Kent coast with all the ammunitions and guns they needed to protect our lovely country from the Luftwaffe. So the Germans knew if they took out this viaduct, they would really hurt the British military and their abilities to move stuff about. 'Cause if you hit this viaduct and take it out, you take out one of our main lines, and you can't just repair this thing in an afternoon. If you knock this down, it's gonna take a long time before it is working again. So this really was a big target for the Luftwaffe. This would have been high up on Hitler's hit list of things he wanted to destroy in England. But although they tried on many occasions, they sent planes over to take out this viaduct dodged them all and never actually got hit. They come close, they bombed round it, they got near it, but they never actually hit it and never took it out of action. So this viaduct kept moving tanks, guns, military personnel, ammunition and everything about right through World War Two. And in World War One, this would have moved about a hell of a lot of stuff in World War One as well. Loads of troops, loads of munitions, loads of guns, and whatever they needed on the front line would have gone across this viaduct. So I bet a lot of them World War One troops would have gone over this viaduct on their way to the front line, and they would have been hoping that the war would all be over soon and then they could go back over this viaduct and return home. But for a lot of them, they had a one-way trip across this viaduct because sadly they never returned across it. And that's quite sad when you think about it. A lot of people would have gone across this viaduct to end their days on foreign soil. But Second World War. So during the Second World War, the British military would have known the Luftwaffe was after this viaduct, so they would have protected it. They would have put gun turrets, anti-aircraft guns, probably pillboxes. It probably all would have been round here to protect this lovely viaduct. So on another day I might come back here with a little tiny tent and do a bit of stealth camping and have a good hunt about round here and see what I can find. 'Cause there must be some old pillboxes or the old anti-aircraft gun placements, or there must be something round here. I am interested. I'm going to come back here with a tent and have a hunt about on another day. 'cause I love doing things like that. It's one of my favourite things. Pitch a tent and hunt about the area to see what I can uncover. 'Cause I did have a look online and I couldn't find nothing out about how they protected this viaduct. But I know, 'cause I like researching military history and that, I know if they knew this was a target, there would be stuff round here to protect it. They would have just not left this viaduct unprotected. So there must be some stuff round here somewhere. So I will be back on another day. Little tiny tent, bit of stealth camping, and see what I can find, 'cause there must be something still round here, there just must be. So what I would say to all you lot out there who love things like these old bridges and viaducts, this one is worth coming to see, and that top of that white building you keep seeing in the video, that is a pub called The Bridge. So you can have a pint right by the viaduct. You can sit out in the garden of that lovely little pub, have a pint and look at this viaduct, and it is worth coming to see. Plus you can go and see the lovely mill chimney as well. And where I am, I'm in a place called Horton, Kirby in Darent Valley. It is literally about 20 minutes from the Dartford tunnel, or about 10 minutes from Darent Valley Hospital, if you know where that is. It's a little bit out in the country, driving down country lanes and that, but it's not that far. So if you're looking for an afternoon out and you want a cheeky pint and look at something fantastic, this is a good place to come, because you've got the pub, it's got the little river that runs through. Yeah, it really is nice round here to spend an afternoon, and this viaduct is definitely worth coming to see, because it is as good as any you will see. It really is. This really is up there with any of them. This thing is absolutely magnificent. And the mill chimney just down the road. I'm going to do the video on that another day. But that is one of the best you will ever see. Trust me, that mill chimney is absolutely a magical thing. So you get a 2-for-1 round here. You get the lovely viaduct, the lovely mill chimney, and you get to have a pint in the lovely Bridge pub. And also a lot of the old mill buildings are there, so you can have a little mooch around them, and a lot of them are really nice. They have been converted into flats and stuff, but you can still see the outsides of them and how it all would have been back in the day. This mill would have been really lovely. And for those of you looking for a little cheap day out with the family, it's a good place to come, because you've got a nice little river that runs through. So you could do yourself a nice picnic, come down here, little picnic on the side of the riverbank, have a little walk around the mill chimney, all the mill buildings, and have a look at this magnificent viaduct. So yeah, it's definitely a good place to come here. A little bit out of the way, but worth the effort when you get here, because there is a lot to see and it is well worth seeing. Especially these magnificent arches. Just look at them. How did they build them? 1850s. They didn't have scaffolding. All that would have been supported out of timber and all that, holding these arches up while all the cement went off and that. Oh yeah, they've done a really great job building this. It must have been really difficult to build this thing with the technologies they had back in the day. And it must have been dangerous for the brickies and the odd carriers to build this thing. So they wouldn't have had health and safety like today. All the stuff holding this up would have been cobbled together out of bits of wood and that. So yeah, I bet it was a dangerous site to work on, the building of this viaduct. And like I said, I love these old viaducts. I do know where a few more are that I've been to and seen before. So now that I have my camera, I will go back to them and film them to show the people up the retirement home and just bring them to the channel for everyone else to see and enjoy. Because I'm quite enjoying doing this filming channel, like I'm getting into it a little bit, I quite like it. And the people up the retirement home, they love it. And that is the reason why I started the channel, so that is the best thing about it. I set out to bring stuff to them, because normally they just looked at photos of my phone of where I'd been. So I started filming it and putting it on YouTube, just so it's easy for them to watch. Yeah, and they really love it, so that makes it all worthwhile. So as you can see, it is lovely round here. And this little river, that is the River Darent. That runs down to the mill, so that would have provided all the water for the mill and that back in the day. So as you can see, you can sit on the edge of this little river, nice little picnic, really is a lovely place to come for a little afternoon out. Well worth coming to, well worth making the effort to get here, because when you're here, really is worth coming to see. And you got the lovely little pub, the bridge, so it's got it all going on round here. I would highly recommend, if you're looking for a little afternoon out, go and see something you haven't seen before, then come down here, because it really is a lovely little place. And the pub's nice. The pub's an old one. You can see it there. Just see the corner of the pub. The bridges. That was built in 1860. So it wasn't here when the viaduct was first built, but it was built more or less just after the viaduct was built. Then this pub was built. So it's a nice old pub, and it's got a lovely little garden on it. So on a nice sunny day, it really is a nice place to come for a pint and enjoy the viaduct. Because after all, I know there's a hell of a lot of people out there who love looking at things like this viaduct. And they love just going out and having a pint or a coffee somewhere. So down here you can combine the two. Have a nice little pint or a little coffee or whatever you fancy. Sit in the pub garden and look at this magnificent bit of Victorian engineering. So what's better than that? There really isn't many pubs in my book that have a view from their garden as good as this one. This has got something spectacular sitting right beside it. And there is always trains going across it, so that's good to watch as well. So yeah, got it all going on down here, would highly recommend. So let's say goodbye to the lovely viaduct. Bye bye Viaduct, you are magnificent mate, and now you are one of the stars on the Walking Warrior channel, and I think you are the biggest star we have had so far, and we are going to be hard pushed to find something more impressive than you, because you are very impressive, and I bet you're very heavy and all. Just look how many bricks in you. You must weigh thousands and thousands of tons. And I've really enjoyed my afternoon with you. It's been very enjoyable, and I do like the little Bridges pub. It is very nice. So I will be back to see ya, 'cause I like a little cheeky one in that pub, and I'm going to come back and film the mill chimney, 'cause that's pretty impressive as well. So that's it from me. I am the Walking Warrior. Please subscribe to the channel so you can join me again and see what else I can find in our glorious land, that is England. So I'm off now to find something else. So let's go and explore.